Terrifying paranormal activity inside haunted 600-year-old mansion. The Ashford Mansion stood at the edge of Grimborough, shrouded in mystery and fear, with its 600-year-old stone walls cloaked in ivy and shadows. The abandoned mansion was a haunting silhouette on the hill. For generations, villagers warned of strange sounds and flickering lights from its windows at night. Tales passed down of people who went in and never returned, or those who came back changed, haunted by something beyond understanding. Sarah Whitlock was a skeptic, a seasoned investigator with a popular YouTube channel, Ghost Files Unseen. She had made a name for herself debunking myths about haunted locations, exposing clever tricks, and challenging paranormal claims. But this time, even she felt a chill as her team approached the mansion's heavy oak doors. Her crew included Mark, her tech expert, who had set up infrared cameras, and Laura, a sensitive who claimed to sense spirits. Armed with EMF readers, spirit boxes, and night vision cameras, they prepared to document the mysteries of Ashford Mansion. The foyer was grand but decayed, with cracked marble floors and a massive dust-laden chandelier hanging precariously from the ceiling. Darkness seemed to press down on them, and an unnatural silence filled the air. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Sarah narrated the history of the mansion for her video. She spoke of Lord Ashford, a wealthy recluse who, in the 17th century, became obsessed with the occult after his wife's untimely death. The rumor was that he attempted to summon her spirit, but instead, he opened a door to something far darker. Ashford Mansion had been vacant for centuries since. They ventured to the grand staircase, a creaking relic that led to the upper floors. The silence was shattered by a sudden rhythmic tapping, a slow, deliberate sound echoing through the empty hall. They exchanged uneasy glances, but Sarah tried to brush it off as the house settling. However, when the sound continued, Mark recorded it with his audio equipment, amplifying it until they heard something eerie in the background. Faintly layered beneath the taps was a voice, a whisper that sent a chill down their spines. "Get out." Laura's face went pale, and even Sarah's skepticism wavered as they stood frozen in the stairwell. In the portrait room, things became more unsettling. The room was filled with paintings of Ashford ancestors, each face painted with intense detail. Laura stopped at one, a woman with icy eyes and a somber expression, dressed in black. Beneath the portrait was an inscription: Lady Eleanor Ashford, 1625 to 1658. Laura shivered, unable to tear her gaze from the woman's piercing eyes. She whispered that she could feel Eleanor's presence, her anger. Mark set up his camera, focused on the portrait, and captured a brief flicker, a shadow crossing Eleanor's face as though her painted eyes had moved, her expression twisted into something far more sinister. As the night deepened, they moved to the library. Dusty shelves lined with ancient books surrounded them, and the musty air grew colder with each passing moment. Mark's EMF reader spiked, its lights flashing erratically. Sarah switched on the spirit box, hoping to capture a voice. Static filled the room, and after a few tense seconds, a distorted voice broke through. "Leave my home." Laura gripped her EMF reader tightly, eyes wide with fear. The room grew colder, and suddenly, a foul odor filled the air, like decayed flowers and damp earth. Mark's equipment began to malfunction, cameras flickering, microphones cutting out. They continued, compelled by a mix of fear and determination, to the basement. Villagers had said that this was where Lord Ashford held his rituals, where he summoned spirits and attempted to bridge the gap between worlds. The descent was steep and slippery, the air growing thick with a strange metallic tang. Sarah held her flashlight, illuminating the damp stone walls covered with faded symbols. Into the far corner, they found a crude altar with rusted chalices and melted candle stubs, remnants of a ritual that felt disturbingly fresh. The temperature dropped drastically, their breath visible in the air, as Laura pointed to a set of claw-like marks on the wall, small red smudges near them. She whispered that the basement was not just a place for rituals, but a portal, a gateway for spirits trapped in the mansion, bound by dark energies that Lord Ashford had summoned. Sarah tried to remain rational, but the overwhelming dread pressing in on them made her wonder if they had ventured too far. The spirit box crackled to life once more, filled with voices overlapping in a frenzy. Help! Beware! Curse! The words were clear yet distorted, each syllable strained and panicked. Mark's flashlight began flickering wildly, casting distorted shadows along the walls.